Hi, this is Brian at Next Level Fitness, and welcome to Trainer Talk. We have a great show for you today, and we'll be answering all of your health and fitness questions. Our first question comes from Lawyer in Roxbury, who asks, how do I lose belly fat? Well, that is a very common question. There are many factors to losing belly fat. How I look at it as is what your nutrition entails, what you're eating as far as from, if you're eating high quality proteins, if you're eating, proteins that aren't, sufficient enough, if you're having the wrong type of carbs, wrong types of fats, doing a lot of takeout, things like that. That's one aspect to look at. Also, too, a lot of people do, a lot of abdominal crunches, a lot of things that influence the musculature of the core, thinking they're going to get a six-pack. But if your nutrition's off, you're not going to get the results that you desire and you deserve. And instead, you're only going to yield a good amount of them. That's one aspect to look at. What you're eating, is it high quality? Is it as organic as it can be? Is it as natural as it can be? And that's what to consider on that end. Another thing is when a lot of people have trouble and they're on a good diet plan, they are eating clean and are eating healthy. The thyroid can also tend to be off. And when the thyroid's off and the adrenals are off and that whole system's off, it's going to start producing cortisol instead of, if you're a female, estrogen, or testosterone if you're a male. And that's going to start influencing more cortisol production, and that's what's going to start increasing fat and storage in that belly area. So again, to reset that thyroid, if that is the case, which is about 85% of it is the case in the general population, it would be same thing: eat clean, high quality carbs, cruciferous base, which is your vegetables, your fruits and things like that. Supplementations, good probiotic, good digestive enzymes, HCl, which is hydrochloric acid, to rebalance the stomach acidity, and that way we absorb nutrients better in the system, and incorporating small things like that. Not so much watching the calories. I do tell a lot of people, watch your calories at time to time, but it's a matter of what you're eating. Never have to just stick with, oh my God, I have to ingest 1,500 calories and I went over. It's about what you're eating in those calories. So that's my recommendation for that. The next question comes from Ann in Randolph, who asks, how do you determine whether the pain or soreness you're experiencing is a result of excessive exercise that's probably just too much for you? So, and that's actually a very good question. It's another common question. When we exercise, we do strenuous activity, whether if it's strength-based, cardiovascular, whatever the case is. What we're going to experience, mostly with strength-based, is delayed onset muscle soreness, which is also worded DOMS. DOMS can last anywhere between 2 to 4 days, and it's also a matter of where you're feeling this and what vicinities you're feeling this. If the pain is like sharp shooting in the lower back, if you feel just tender, try to determine what the pain feels like. And if it's in those muscles that you did work in your last exercise, and that they're tender and kind of sore and they last for a good few days, that's how you know that you're in a delayed onset muscle soreness state. If they don't start to recede, then probably self-myofascial release with a foam roll, some intensive in-depth stretching would also help that as well. Some supplementation just to try to reestablish circulatory measures in the muscles so that way we recover quicker. And things like that. But in conclusion, if the pain doesn't subside and it lasts greater than 4 days and it's a sharp shooting or like a dull ache or just something that feels too excessive instead of just tenderness and just some soreness, that's how you know that it's fine, and you should be in the clear on that. That's a very good question. And our last question is from Charles in Boston, who says, with so many different options, what kind of carbs are good carbs and which ones are bad? I honestly don't believe in good carbs and bad carbs, Charles, actually. All I look at it as is how the body utilizes those carbs. So we have starchy carbs, complex, and we have our high fiber quality carbs, cruciferous. I always tell people lean towards the vegetables, try to get the fruits in, try to get those carbs that are high in fiber, because that's how the body's going to optimize and benefit from a gastrointestinal aspect, keeping everything healthy in the immune system, keeping our energy expenditure up, and also seeing considerations in some weight loss as well. But if we're incorporating bad starches, bad carbs, which is wheat, soy, flour, things like that, we're going to cause more systematic inflammation, and that's going to contribute to our weight gain and cortisol production, like I said in the first question. So in conclusion of that, high quality vegetables, you know, the high quality carb base on that end, and staying away from the white, you know, the wheat, you know, the wheats and the glucose, things like that. You know, that's what you want to stay away from, and just mostly vegetables and fruits. I mean, that's always a great way to go. Very basic and very simple, and supplementations like I've been stating. And that's about it for questions. So thank you for tuning in to Trainer Talk for this week. Don't forget, if you have any health and fitness questions that you would like answered, visit our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/NLFfitness or Next Level Fitness. Or you can email us at info@nlfhealth.com, and you can have your questions answered on the show.